You know what? I'm gonna say something controversial. I'm gonna say something controversial.
Go on then.
I enjoyed my trip in America this time.
Everyone knows we like America.
We like America. We're just sitting there for America. Everyone knows.
So this time I was like, I guess it was like the first time in a while where I've been to America purely just for a holiday. No working. No working, no collabing with YouTubers, no kind of like, no convention to go to. I just went to America, chilled out with some friends, and went to Napa Valley. And
that's why.
Okay, no, actually, we you know,
the mystery has been solved. We figured it out.
Even before Napa Valley, we went to Lake Tahoe. Which is kind of like near San Francisco.
I hear so many of these places in movies, and I just assume that they're like, you know.
I like Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe.
Have you been to Lake Tahoe?
I've been to Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
It's a Lake Tahoe.
It's a lake called Tahoe.
Yeah.
Why is it always mentioned? What's so special about it?
I have no idea. It's just a nice area. It's very. I didn't understand what AmeriCorps is until I went to a place like Lake Tahoe, and I'm like, this is like American tourism, just like in a nutshell. It's like just like a nice scenic lake, and then there's like a little touristy town with little trinkets and souvenirs.
It's what Japanese people envision the perfect American holiday to look like, I feel.
Yeah, it is the perfect American holiday. And going to Lake Tahoe after spending so much time in Japan, this is gonna sound like a joke, but it's not. I realized I kind of missed the freedom you get in America.
He's been indoctrinated, bro. It's too late. It's too late.
What do you mean?
We lost a fellow brother.
I don't know, because like sometimes you go on a holiday in Japan and you want to do like an activity or something, right? And it's just like you have to phone ahead, make sure everyone has the right equipment, make sure everything is booked out. You go in at the right time slot, and if you miss that time slot, and then it was just nice being in somewhere like Lake Tahoe and just waking up and being like, what do we feel like doing today? Oh, let's rent a boat. Oh, do we have to book out anything? So we didn't know if we have to book out a boat or something like that. So we went for lunch somewhere, and then we just saw that there was a boat rental place like right next to the lunch place we were going to. And we were just like, let's just ask if we could, maybe book out a boat maybe today or tomorrow. So we go to the place and they're just like, yeah, when do you need a boat? Just and
this is a uniquely Japan problem.
Yeah. This is a very Japan problem, and I was like, do you need a license? And they were like, nope. Do you need a time slot? And they were like, when do you think you're gonna be back? And we can just get you if you can't drive a boat, we can get you a captain. No worries.
That is like the mentality I love that Japan does not have. Like the fuck it mentality.
Yeah,
it's just being like, yeah, fuck it. We'll figure it out. Whatever.
Yeah, just fuck it. And I'm like, can we like bring like fishing rods, or can we have like other stuff on the boat? And they're like, yeah, you can do water ski if you want. You can do like all these other activities.
Did you water ski?
Huh? I did not water ski that day because the water was fucking freezing. Funnily enough, it was a pretty like there were still places near Lake Tahoe where you can go skiing, and this was like in June. So I was like, what is this weather right now? Yeah. This is very confusing. But I did go the word fucking fly fishing. I went fly fishing for the first time, which I've realized now I've done a lot of different kinds of fishing, and before, like 2 years ago, I'd never fished in my life. I was like, all fishing is kind of the same, right? Which, all fishing is the same. You just put the rod in the water, wait for the bite, and then you just reel it in.
I played enough fishing mini games.
Yeah, I thought all fishing was basically the fishing mini game in every video game you've ever played, and the first fishing experience was basically just that. It was basically you're on a lake, you just put out the line, wait for the fish to bite, and the bite feels exactly like it does in a video game. You feel the vibration, and then you just like start reeling.
You see the press A prompt.
Yeah, you see the press A prompt, and then you just start reeling it in. And then we had the fishing trip with Geeks Plus, and that was like fishing easy mode.
Yeah.
Right?
That was baby mode for sure.
Yeah, we've briefly talked about this, but we're like in a river, and then they literally threw the fish in this river for us to catch. They said there is this many fish.
Here's the tutorial.
Yeah.
I love how at that time too, everyone saw that. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't even make it subtle, and we all just kind of silently agree. We were like, let's just pretend we didn't see that. Let's like, just for our sake, just for our enjoyment, let's just pretend.
Pretend I didn't fucking see that.
Yeah. And the funny thing is they even gave us like an SSR catch, because there was one golden fish. There was one, there was in the sea of like gray fish, there was one golden fish that they put in the bucket, which was the SSR catch.
Yep, that was 5 points.
Which was 5 points.
Yeah.
And so we decided to do fly fishing in Lake Tahoe, or near Lake Tahoe, and I was like, I've done fishing before. How hard could this be? You know, I've had some fishing experience. I didn't, so it kind of confused me when we decided to do fly fishing that there was like an hour-long kind of like tutorial stage. I was like, what are we doing for an hour?
So wait, do you want to explain fly fishing for people who don't know what it is?
I still don't know what the technical definition is of fly fishing, but if you've ever seen in a movie or a TV show where someone's fishing and they're doing this a lot, where they're like basically whipping the line,
using the lure, right? It like spins or does like something to catch the attention of the fish, right?
Actually not. So the reason
something else. I don't know.
Maybe because basically what I was taught was fly fishing is the one where you see people just like whipping the line around before they throw it in, and that's because that's basically to give you control over exactly where you throw the lure in, right? So you can control the reason I've realized why we needed an hour long kind of like session teaching us how to properly throw the lure is because it is actually quite hard to keep control of the length, the exact length and the direction, and making sure, because if you throw it, you need to throw it so it's like the lure and the line is completely straight, right? Which is a lot harder to do than initially seems when you're
like lassoing.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like lassoing, right?
Right.
And so you have to get like the timing exactly right when you're kind of like whipping it like back and forth. You let a little bit more go. And then depending on how much of the line you let go, which is the length of the line you're trying to throw, the timing is a bit different, because it's almost like if you mistime it, then
it's like a quick time event.
Yeah, it is exactly a quick time event. And you have to go through this before even getting your line into the river, right? If you fuck it up, then you've already fucked up, basically, because there's so many things that can go wrong. Maybe you whip it too hard and then the line goes into the water before you actually throw the line in, because you're meant to throw it in as softly as possible. So it's meant to just like kind of like it's kind of like meant to be like a leaf or something, or like an insect just dropping off and just like falling into the river. But if you like fucking whip it in the water, that's obviously going to scare the fish off.
Right.
So it's this is like fishing with the Dark Souls patch like put in. There's a lot more.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a multi-phase boss fight.
Yeah, it is a multi-phase boss fight, because on top of that, all the fishing I'm used to is that when the line's in, you just wait, right? You don't have to do anything, and you wait for the pull.
Yeah.
And with fly fishing, the hook that we're given was like way smaller than what it usually is. So you have to like eagle eye like the line on the water, and as soon as you see any kind of movement at all, you just gotta fucking pull up.
Right.
You actually have to like be attentive, because how it was explained to us is like the trouts, obviously they don't want to waste calories eating something, right? So they're not going to like swim up and like bite it. What's going to happen is you're going to drop the line, they're going to see something that looks a bit nice, and they're going to waste the least amount of calories as possible, just giving it a nibble, and they're just going to let go. Because
why are the trouts so concerned about calories? Like, what are they bulking? Like,
okay, well, if they
survival, right?
Yeah, if they expend more calories to eat something than the calories that they're eating,
you're right.
Then they're gonna die, Joey. Then they're gonna die. Okay, yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So basically, you have like a 0.5 second chance. So as soon as you see something, you just gotta fucking you have to. it is like that fishing mini game where you think you feel something, and as soon as you think you feel or see something, you just gotta like
press A.
You just gotta press A.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, you didn't feel anything or you didn't see anything. It was just the movement of the water.
Right.
And then on top of that, which is actually the part that I like the most, right? Because fly fishing, you don't reel it in. Right, you pull it in. Okay, so because the hook is a lot smaller than a lot of other fishing I'm used to, there's a chance that the trout could just get away, and the trout could actually free himself. So you do the yank to actually like set the hook into the trout.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to yank it really hard, and once it's set, you got to fight it. Right, so that's actually you have to.
The stamina bar pops up.
Literally, the stamina bar pops up. Right, the stamina bar pops up. Big one. The stamina bar pops up, and what happens is, so there's different things you have to do. Right,
so you stagger the fish.
Yeah, you basically have to stagger the fish. You have to wear it down. So you don't. Okay, so here's the thing.
You staggered. Use the special.
So you have to like angle your rod so it's like the perfect angle where it's like just a little bit bent, right? So it's kind of like that. So it gives like resistance towards the fish. So if they're swimming like away, you have to angle it so it's not too it's not too angled, otherwise the line's gonna snap.
But
it's not too.
This like it's a fucking speed run. It's like so. This is the angle perfect movement, right?
This is how it was explained to us. It needs to be angle perfect. So if they're swimming away, you need to angle it so it's the perfect amount of resistance. So they are still like expending energy, but not enough that the line snaps. But what happens if the fish swims towards you? Well, that's when you actually start reeling it in, and you reel it in by hand. You start reeling it by hand. So it's kind of like, it is literally the stamina bar, and you have to like angle your controller so that it's like perfect. It's the perfect angle. It is.
I guess it's rooted in realism.
Yeah, it is actually.
It makes sense now.
It is actually rooted in realism.
You would hope the people who make these fishing games
know how to fish.
Yeah.
Or there's somebody on the team who's like, that's how I do it.
And I gotta say, it is fucking addictive. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think my little brother does it all the time.
Yeah.
I think he's like hooked on it.
Yeah, I think I did it once, and it's got like the perfect gameplay loop of just like one more time. Just one more line.
Did you eat the fish when you caught them, or did you put them?
With this one, we had to put them back.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you normally we are under supervision. Normally, you need a fishing license, and you can only fish a certain amount, so you don't overfish the lake or whatever.
Yeah.
So this one, we're under supervision, so we didn't need a fishing license, and we put all the trouts back. But yeah, it was fuck. I think I get fishing now. Like after that, after like the Japan trip, I was like, this is pretty boring, you know. With the fish just come to you and you're like, hee hee, okay.
Definitely eating them is fun as well.
Yeah, eating them is fun.
Ah, yes, the cycle of life.
But yeah, fly fishing is the fishing mini game.
For gamers.
It is for gamers. It is addicting, and it's most of the time it's like you get an hour of just boredom of just like throwing it in, and then like the adrenaline rush of like when you're actually fighting the fish and like making sure like, I made this fish my bitch, man. I showed him who's boss. He knows. And then you catch it and you're like, all right, that was actually
hype.
That was fucking hype, actually.
I think of all the fishing I've done, which is 2, ice fishing was my least favorite.
What's ice fishing like?
I mean, I've done that too.
It's just not fun.
I mean, it depends. How much did you catch?
I caught like 7, but what were the size of the fish you were catching?
Like that big?
Yeah, they're like this.
Yeah.
They're tiny.
Well, I mean, there's no fish
I know.
larger that could survive that water,
like,
right?
It's like the most, if that's like the accurate mini game, ice fishing is the cookie clicker of fishing.
It's the idle fishing game.
It's like you don't really do much. You just my one I had to keep tapping it. And although these old men were trolling me, and they were trying to make me as cold as possible because they knew I was unprepared, and they were fucking with me. But they also, completely unrelated, they kept calling each other skibby.
Skibby.
Yeah.
Like pervert.
Yeah, they kept calling each other, hey, this guy's a pervert.
And I'm like, I'm in the same tent. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, but that was just like, and then you'd catch something, you're like, oh, great. The world's smallest fish.
I mean, I thought it was really fun because I did it on Journey Across Japan. I thought it was super fun because
You guys all had your own like nice private.
yeah, we were in like a tent together, and like it was Pete and Chris versus me and Natsuki, and it was only fun because we
That sounds
fucking
fun.
destroyed Pete and Chris. They were literally sitting right next to us, like this distance apart, own hole to fish through, and we were just fishing all this.
I could see the joy in it if you were in a nice tent and you had like a heater.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
had some beers.
Yeah, and
But
just
then I
chilling
get
with the
it.
boys. Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
But as like the actual fishing aspect, I was just like,
It's not
this
that
is
hype.
so
yeah.
boring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
It's like I realized different types of fishing are good for different types of, let's say,
Wait, no,
environments
I've been
and vibes.
I've been ocean fishing as well. I have.
I fucking despise ocean
yeah,
fishing.
that was actually ocean fishing was the worst one.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
ocean fishing was like the combination of like all of the most boring parts of fishing with just unpleasant experience.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've only seen like footage of people doing it. It looks like hectic, but in the most not fun way.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just like the adrenaline is rushing through your body, but you're not catching anything.
Yeah, honestly, fly fishing has been my favorite so far.
sounds fun.
In terms of just, I think I'm like, next time I get an opportunity, I'm definitely gonna try it again. And fucking Didas destroyed everyone. It's the mainer in him. I don't like. I caught 3 fish on average. Like in our group, people caught like 2 or 3 fish.
Yeah.
Cindy caught 1. Didas like caught 9. And then he stopped early because he was like, I think I'm done.
I've maxed out. This
Yeah,
skill tree.
he stopped like half an hour before everyone else did, and then there's me like half an hour after our time has run out to be like, come on, just one more. I just want to throw one more line. It's this line. This is the line.
He's that kid who finishes the test 30 minutes.
yeah,
before
right. And he aced it as
Yeah,
well.
when you're doing the exam and then someone stands up 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour exam. You're like, what the
This
fuck?
motherfucker.
He's walking out like they don't know. I didn't know shit. I gave up.
I didn't even write my name.
That's always the thing when someone walks. I was always like, damn, are they smart as shit or are they dumb as fuck? I can't tell.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.